Hello guys! Today we have an unusual format, an interview, and our guest is Anita Kalergis, a PR and communication manager at Xprizo and a program director at Tomorrow Conference. So thank you, Anita, for joining us today.
And thank you, my pleasure, and thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, and first of all, I'd like to ask you to introduce yourself. Tell us about your background a little bit for those who don't know you yet. And tell us how you got into the crypto industry and what attracted you here.
Thank you. Yes, well, as you can see at my background, there is this pink logo, and unfortunately, probably you can't see what the cup there says, but it says Crypto Granny. So that's how I'm known within the industry. And as for me, I am an actual grandmother for two. I have two beautiful granddaughters. Originally, I come from Finland. At the moment, I am most of the time based in Dubai, since my work with Xprizo especially brought me here. And well, I fell into the rabbit hole in 2017. A very good dear friend of mine found the Bitcoin and Ethereum white papers, got exposed to the industry, talked every second and moment we met. We were doing collaborating as a business consultants at the time. And I started asking him, like, okay, what is this thing you talk constantly nonstop about? Wow. And then this person was also at the same time investigating the whole big thing. I said, okay, why don't you join me this meetup? So, because I'm unable to, tell about more about it as yet. He has a background in technology a bit. I have none. So I'm sales and marketing person. That's what I've done all my life and my career. And when I went to these first meetups, the realization of that all of a sudden there would be a technology that would allow us to trust each other again. So a technology that is immutable, secure, transparent. And as human beings, as a granny, I will be 60 years old in the end of this month. So I've been around quite some time. I think that we haven't done so well as human beings as so far. And now with the help of this new technology, it seemed at the time, and I still believe in that we actually could have a brighter future. We could start trusting with the help of this technology, each other and other entities as well. So that is probably the most important thing that brought me here and keeps me here. And then, of course, today there is so much more into it. But in a simple terms, the technology as such, which will allow all kind of solutions, applications, and create a better future. So, yeah, that's what brought me in. So still in sales and marketing, but with the emerging technology area at the moment.
Yeah, I see. And I know that you are a very experienced speaker. You are well known at different conferences and different international events, and you are a program director of Tomorrow Conference. So I would like to touch in this conversation a little bit the topic of networking, how it works in this industry, how it has been evolving over time. So probably how it started when you joined it and where it got right now.
Oh, that's a good question and very interesting one, because one of my theses from day one or themes has been that Crypto Granny keeps asking why. And when I started to go to these events, whether they were meetups or summits or conferences within our industry, that was the question I approached people with. I heard an interesting speech, or I heard as networking, a great conversation. And if I didn't understand it, I simply went there, introduced myself, and asked them, okay, why? Why you're doing this, or why you're developing this, or whatever it might have been, in a nice, polite, constructive way. So I believe that that's an advice that I would give to everyone and anyone. And that is very important also to everyone new to our industry to understand that if and when you're curious, and that's what I hope that all of these talks and all of this networking and social media activity would bring, that we are aware. We are able to make people more aware. With the awareness, hopefully make them more curious and join these events and networking opportunities. And then there, just simply be open, ask questions, demand answers you understand. But to me, the networking all in all is probably the most important thing. And the good part and the good thing that COVID brought for all of us is that today everyone is extremely active also online. So it doesn't matter whether you are in LinkedIn or in Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Once you reach out to people, ask them questions or introduce yourself, connect, they are very open often and usually to interact with you and answer your questions. And especially the ones who are running these projects or applications. If you're interested and curious and want to know more and reach out to them in a kind, proper, nice way, I'm certain they will come back to you. They will reply to you. And to me, that counts also as the credibility of these people. So if the project is legit, if they are there for the right reasons, they are real, they exist and all that, why won't they come back to someone who is making inquiries or questions about what they do? So I think networking all in all is very important, and in the right way done, we can gain a lot new people, connections, a lot of more information and all that. So definitely that's the way forward. And I think we're good in that in our industry specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about different events? Probably you can come up with some specific events that are so close in your memory that you can share with us some best events, some best moments, and probably not the best ones as well. So some embarrassing probably moments at the events.
Well, yes, like you said, I'm a speaker, moderator, influencer as such, if you wish. And that obviously takes me. So I participate, I go a lot to different kind of events, as well as I'm invited there to speak or moderate and so on and so forth. And there are so many, especially at the moment in Dubai, there's more than enough. Well, at the moment, officially, I'm the ambassador for AIBC Summit globally. I'm also the program director, as you mentioned, from Tomorrow Conference in Belgrade in May. So obviously, those two are the kind of events that I think that are done in a very good way. They give a lot of time and energy preparing the events, and the event itself is usually very attractive. A lot of people go there at the same as well as speakers, and the agenda is well thought through. And obviously now, as for tomorrow conference in Belgrade, when I'm the program director, I can tell you that I'm spending 20 hours a day with the thought how to make it great and attractive. And actually, I have told all my speakers that I have basically one goal for all of us when it comes to this presentations and keynotes and panels. Our goal is that when people are on stage presenting, our main goal is to make sure that as few as possible from the audience are more interested in their mobile phones than what is happening on stage. Because I think that's really, really, unfortunate that when all these conferences are arranged, and often they even pay for speakers or bring them from far and fight for the famous, celebrities. And then when these people are on stage, the audience is, in their mobile phones. Like, why? Your message don't go away. You can check it after the conference or after this presentation or whatever. So that is one of the things that I think both the organizers should pay more attention to, like brief the speakers, that they don't go and in a routine way just speak and present, because I've done this tens of times the past month. And at the same time, make sure that you are entertaining. So the way you go, even if it's just, hold facts or technology, which is not always exciting, it's the way how you present it that can make the audience really, have you in the center of their lives at the moment rather than the mobile phone. And also the audience, I think, it comes down to, of course, the setting on the conference and all, but there is so many small things you could do. The ones that I do really appreciate are the events where they really consider us audience. So there is a, morning coffee with some small snacks maybe offered. The agenda is confirmed and they stick to it. There is no changes I'm not aware of, like schedules, timings. I might miss a speaker that I came specifically for just because they don't update their homepage, for instance, or the agenda online. Yeah. And then always preferably have a flow of the presentations that is not overlapping with something important. I mean, if you're running 2 or 3 stages, of course, you need to have them ongoing at the same time. But as a minimum, try to avoid having, for instance, a metaverse presentation going same time on both stages or like that. And then the bad ones, obviously, and I don't want to name any, but they are also quite a few, are probably a lot of the opposite. So they are just collecting a lot of speakers. The agenda is too tight. There's not really time to network. Maybe they don't serve anything for the audience. I think audience should be always considered, even in a small way. And so there's all the variations obviously are there. But I think we all are aware of the ones that are quality and well known as a quality events. So it's just everyone to have a check, look into the mirror and say, okay, are we doing the best we can to be the best possible, and take it from there.
Yeah. Okay. So among ICA subscribers, there are a lot of people from different industries, from different spheres, because the majority of them, I would say, are new to crypto. So many of them just getting to know the basics. And as ICAS operates globally, we have clients from all over the world, and many people just cannot afford to go to Dubai, for example, to network, to attend some conference. So I know that you are participating in some new sort of ways of networking. So could you tell us a little bit about it, about Metaverse?
I assume you're referring to my Crypto Granny Cafe meetups in the Metaverse.
Yeah.
Yes. That's cool. Now I hope we have like 2 hours time, because that I can discuss forever. But yes, that is very true. So there is a company that has created a metaverse. They are called Weverse. So simply V letter and verse altogether .co. Weverse.co. We started to collaborate sometimes after summer last year. And one of the things during the conversation when they were showing and introducing the metaverse they are created and the whole overall approach they have as a metaverse, I just happened to tell them that I have had this dream for years and years to start my own cafe at some point of my life. And obviously during COVID, I realized that I don't think that's the idea I want to no longer look into. And I just, half joke, I just told them that, why don't you guys build me my cafeteria that I've always wanted to have, so I can start running a Metaverse cafe, which they actually did. So they built the most beautiful cafeteria in the Metaverse world, at least for me, with some really specific...
It's really very nice.
Specific, thank you. Specific details as a, tailor-made flower cover fabric on the fireside chat chairs that I have on the on the stage. There is birds singing out in the garden, water flows, bananas trees. I have a grand piano with piano music in the cafe. Vesa Kivinen, artist, crypto artist, his art on the walls and some books on the reception. Elias Ahonen, author, his books, and so on and so forth. So every Sunday evening, summertime in Europe, 7 p.m. Central European time, 9 p.m. Dubai time, I have my Crypto Granny Cafe meetups in Metaverse. And my whole idea of this initiative is that I realized some months ago that most of us who are active in our space, in our industry, we talk a lot, for instance, about Metaverse and NFTs and all of that. But most of us have never created an avatar, and most of us had never been in a Metaverse event. So I think before we actually start putting the expectation on the people outside our industry to join and invest or whatever in Metaverse projects and in Metaverses, I think we should do it ourselves first. So that's like my whole idea. And then the secondary to that is that many people are very hesitant, even scared of Metaverse and the whole idea. So in my Crypto Granny Cafe, I hope people just come. They can sign up and log in and come and visit the cafe any moment. It's 24/7, 7 days a week open. It's there. And go create their avatar, go in, walk around, test and try and see, and hopefully get the experience that it's nothing scary and it's nothing bad, and some security elements obviously are there as well. So during the meetup, we are actually able to check who is who, and the person behind the avatar is actually the one who she or he claims to be. So in order for all of us within the industry, again, who are creating and developing and investing, it's very important that people feel comfortable and are not scared and feel that it's an easy entry point. So as often I hear, and I appreciate that, people look at me and they say, wow, she's sales and marketing and she's not the tech person. And if she can do it, for sure I can. And that's what I hope they see and think, and then just come and see and experience for themselves.
Yeah, it's very important, I think, to feel this personal, to have this personal experience, to see that it's not scary. And so that's what I did. So thank you for
yes, and thank you for joining.
Yeah.
And there's, if I may add, a funny thing that we are discussing with the Weavers team, because they say that eventually what they would like to do is to, whoever has signed up into the Weavers, but then specifically to my cafe, that they would get a notification whenever I log in to my cafe. So basically it would be something like that Anna gets a notification that Anna, Crypto Granny is in her cafe if you want to go meet her now. I would love that.
That's really nice. Yeah, and I thought just we could make up our mining farm in the sort of metaverse and invite our users to have a look at how their miners are working. So just like an idea.
Absolutely. And I would be obviously also very honored to have you as my guest, so we can just agree a Sunday evening and you come and be my guest in my cafe. And then obviously whoever from your audience wants to join, you can just share the link with them and ask them to come there and see for themselves. And you could test my fireside chat chair on the stage.
Great. Good idea, because some of our users sometimes write, I would like to have a dinner with Anna or something like this. So it's a good place
there
to
you
meet.
Go.
Yeah. Okay,
Absolutely.
Thank you. And one more question, personal question, from a woman to a woman. How do you find it, whether it's difficult for a woman to work in this industry, in this space?
Not at all. Actually, like said already a couple of times during this talk of ours, I'm not the young girl anymore. I will be, like said, 60 years old in a couple of days. And what I have experienced in my life before is age racism,
Really?
and especially in Europe. But not only as age racism as such, but also as a woman, except within this industry. And I think that is so amazing and so cool, and just one of those things that I really appreciate with all the actors within the emerging technology industry. And I think in general, whoever comes and joins and starts as a newbie to participate events, or whether they are online or in person, it comes down to for you to be open and approach people, be brave. There is no need to be anything else than what you are. So if you don't have any understanding, it's only fair to tell the other guys that, my background is here or there. And would you mind explaining this in the way that I really understand? And then, like I said, ask questions, be polite and respectful, but truly ask questions and demand an answer you understand. That is the beginning or the start for everything. But then as a woman, we tend to have, for whatever, it's in our DNA probably, that we think that we need to be perfect in every way. And how would I, or how could I when I I don't know. And even a work application for a new job, if we don't tick 9 boxes out of 10, you will not apply. The guys, they tick 3 and they say, oh, I'm the guy you're looking for. Right? So obviously that is something that, comes down to each and every one of us. But then the other part of this is that our industry today, as I see it, is very accepting. It doesn't ask your age, your race, your background. It doesn't care if you're young, not child, obviously, but a youngster or an oldie or something in between, or man or a woman. So it comes down to who you are. So the humanity, the person counts. And then, of course, it comes down to each and everyone's behavior. But all in all, I would say that, be brave in the means, just go, experience, be open, don't believe and trust everything and everything. Filter what you need to do, take into yourself what you see and hear, do some personal home investigation, maybe Google or wherever you search for information, and then define for yourself with the information you heard, with the information you seek for, you found out yourself. Because it only makes sense for all of us, that the ones that want to join this positive revolution, as I call it, because obviously we want to change the world for the better, whether it's technological or financial. And the ones who want actively to take part, we want them to believe in it in the means that they understand what we actually try to achieve. And then again, the ones that are hesitant or non-believers, or however you want to put it, it's not time for them necessarily to join now, because they won't have fun. It won't be fun. And then again, who wants a conflict, unnecessary conflicts when not necessary? Because in the end of the day, this change to me is so great, so positive, if it can be done in the way we intend it and intend still today. So it should be fun. And the only thing I can say from my personal view is that I'm so old already. So please, coders, developers, start working, because I want to live this in real life, not only talk about it. So we need to speed up.
Yeah.
But definitely,
But
who you are worth checking out and join. And if whoever will see me somewhere, please come and say hi. And already now, I sometimes there are people who come and want to go around in the conferences with me because they know that I will always be asking the dumb questions and I get the answers I want because they know I don't have too much knowledge. And I have a bit more than I actually tell anyone, but nevertheless, and they feel comfortable there. And then I see after a couple of times they are totally independent and going and doing stuff by themselves. So it comes down to take the first step and just be you and join and open for all of this and have fun.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for this conversation. And I would also like to inform our viewers that we have prepared a surprise for those who will watch this video. In a week time, we will select two random users, two users who will write the most interesting questions to our guests, to Anita. So make sure to come up with some interesting questions, write them below under this video in comments, and we will present a Bitcoin mining contract to one user, to one author, and an access to Ike's NFT whitelist. So make sure to to win. Okay, thanks so much, Anita, for your time, and I really hope to see you one day, someday, in your cafe and probably at some of the events. So thank you,
Anna, so much. It was a great pleasure and honor. Thanks for the kind invitation. And yes, people, shoot your questions. I will be checking them out, and then Anna gets to share the prizes in 1 week time.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.